We have the sweet life. And that's messed up. They was calling Jeannie Mai London Tipton from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Anyways, it's a new court documents reveal claims from Jeannie Mai of Jeezy failing to honor divorce agreement. Unfortunately, young men, when you go through a divorce, or yeah, just basically a divorce with a woman in America, is never over after the divorce. Even during the divorce proceedings may last longer than the actual marriage itself. And even if it is over, you're still gonna have to deal with that woman for like forever. Especially when a kid is involved, it's never gonna be all right. I'm done with this woman. It's never that. So you guys have to be very careful who you procreate with, who you marry. If you decide to go that route, you better be careful. You need to do your you need to really do your due diligence. Anyways, reading from the Shade Room report. Okay. Says Jeannie Mai is accusing Jeezy of not adhering to the terms of their divorce settlement. According to TMZ TV, Jeannie claims he owes her a significant amount of money and hasn't provided paperwork for two vehicles. Now here's the thing. When I see this talking about two vehicles, I'm like, doesn't she have her own money? Ain't she on TV or so? Why she give a? Ain't you supposed to be paying your own car note? Don't you got your own money? Oh Lord, have mercy. That's why every time people like you'll have like women in the comment section when they're talking about Sierra and these other people, be like, they have their own money, and I'll be like, it seems like it doesn't really stop them from still trying to take money from their former husband or boyfriend. You know what I mean? Or the father of their kid. They're always requesting paperwork on the money that they made or may have not made. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Continuing reading from the paragraph, it says, in new legal documents obtained by TMZ, Jeannie says Jeezy is neglecting several agreed upon obligations from their finalized divorce. Says Jeannie states that the settlement requires Jeezy to cover daycare and school tuition for their child, deposit at least $500,000 in an interest-bearing account for the child, transfer the titles for 2 cars, and pay 4 months of her rent. What in the, bruh? You might as well. Okay, if he has to do all of this, you might as well give him full custody. So Jeezy was asking for primary custody originally or full custody. I forgot which. I think it was both, but I do know for sure he wanted primary custody of some sort. You refuse that, but then you're asking him to pay all of it. He might as well, bruh. You might as well give him primary custody. If you're asking for all of this, is this really for the kid? Because he asked for primary custody. I know he asked for. I don't know if he asked for. I think he did ask for full custody, but then he kind of reined back on that demand. He kind of he reneged on that deal because he probably thought Jeannie Mai was going to come up with dirt about him, and he was like, let me get primary custody. So Jeezy was asking for primary custody of some sort. He went from asking for full custody to asking for primary custody, and you block it, and now you come with these lists of demands. Let me list these things again. You want him to cover for daycare, school tuition, deposit at least $500,000 in an interest-bearing account. He was so if the kid was with him, he was going to get that. The kid would be guaranteed to get actually more if the kid was with him. If because I think it's a daughter, if I'm not mistaken, that he has. But his kid would have gotten more, and it would be guaranteed, like the money would guarantee go to the daughter. But we already know with these kind of demands, that money is not a lot of that. I'll say this, in particularly in Jeannie Mai's case, a lot of that money is not going to go to the daughter. We know this. They want to paint it as, oh, this is going to this, and the $500,000 is going to an interest-bearing account. We all know a lot of that is not going to go to the daughter. We know that because we already know once the time comes for her to go to college or go to a high school, they're still going to be asking Jeezy, I need money for school. And he's going to be like, what about all that money? So like I said, if you're making demands like this, you might as well give Jeezy primary custody. You might as well. So also, yeah, that whole saying Jeezy's a deadbeat dad, that doesn't work because he was asking for full custody at first. He kind of downgraded that from asking to primary custody because he probably thought some dirt was going to come out on him because Jeannie Mai obviously probably knows some dirt on Jeezy. So he downgraded his request. But if you're gonna ask for all of that, you might as well should have given him primary custody. Let me continue reading from the article. And said and pay 4 months of her rent. Oh Lord. He said, however, she claims that Jeezy has failed to meet these commitments and has been avoiding her, leaving her in the dark. Well, the stuff like this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You because if she was really coming to the table on some fair stuff, it would be 50-50. It would be I'll pay half of her tuition, you pay half. We'll alternate between weekends and the weeks, whatever. If you're traveling on tour, I got her. I got her. If I'm traveling, you got her. It would be a real if it's really about the kid, it would actually come to a real agreement, not this BS that she's coming up with. This is BS. Talk about cover 4 months of her rent. Oh my God. I thought these broads had their own money. They don't have their own money. Also, let me because I remember AJ brought up this article the other day. Where it showed that was it 93% of women are stressed out about money. So basically none of these broads out here, they're all lying about the money that they're making or claim that they're making. I always tell people most of them, I used to say most of them are broke. I don't care. I said I don't care how much money they make. They could be making $100,000. They still broke. That's why when it comes to what people, oh, she makes her own money. I always laugh at that because I'm like, I bet you she's still broke. I bet you she's still in a lot of, I'm talking about ridiculous amount of debt. It's very few women that are actually doing it, like in terms of money wise. And I will say this, I know one, but I know one where it's she's her own boss and she has money. And when I mean money, I'm talking about she's a millionaire and she has money to where people are feeding off her. She's taking care of things with her money. There's only one, I'm talking about there's only one woman that I know that actually is doing it like that. One. Everybody else is capping. I know one personally. I'm not going to tell you how I know this person or where I know her from or how I know this person. But I'm talking about she's doing it. Like and I think she's retired if I'm not mistaken from what she like, and she's a lot older now. She has let me not get into depth. But that's the only woman I know where money ain't a thing to her. Everybody else is struggling. Let me look up that article for you guys real quick. Just to show you, because even the broads that you see on TV, they be broke, dog. So any chance they get to finesse a man out of money, or if a breakup happens, they're going to try to get as much from a man as possible because they just don't know how to handle money, a lot of them. And I used to just say a lot of it. A lot of times I even used to say most, but sometimes I felt like it was most. But when that article came out, was it 93% of women are stressed out about money? Let me see. 93% of women stressed about money. Right here. Yep. Here we from the CNBC article. It says 93% of women are stressed about money. Building a cash reserve can help, experts say. 93%. That's basically all of them. And like I said, I know one woman that's part of that 5%. You know what I'm saying? And I used to think it was probably 70 to 80%. But when they saying 93%, 93%, that's basically all of them. So all these broads that you see bragging about what money they're making or how much degrees they have, they capping. They capping. I've been saying this for a minute. They capping on the money that they're making. Let's see. I saw another article. Let me see. Right here, another one. It says women making more than 100K are stressed out about money. And I said the same thing. Even the women that are making over six figures, they're living paycheck to paycheck. They don't know. A lot of them don't know how to handle money. They just don't. This is why I laugh, particularly when bras talk about, oh, she makes her own money. She's broke. Like I said, I only know one woman in real life who I've seen with her husband, and she has a husband too, mind you. But I'm talking about she makes way more. I'm talking about way more money than her husband. It's like it's not even close. The husband where the husband doesn't even have to work. He's just, he does what he does, and he's respectable in his field. But It's only one woman, real, what do you talk about, boss chick. Only one woman I know like that in real life. This is why when I see most women in real life, they talk about it, they cap it. I'm talking about they're capping because I actually know what it looks like. I know what it looks like. And I know the women that are quote unquote doing well, like doing well enough, most of them have husbands and they're pitching in as well. So it's not like a single solo dolo effort. It's very few legit quote unquote boss female chicks that are doing well off financially. And Jeannie Mai, she definitely falls under that category. That's why I don't understand why people are shocked that she's going to try to get as much money out of Jeezy as she can, because she needs it. She really she needs it, man.